As a historian, journalist, I know the United States has its ups and has its downs. And guess where we are today? Down cycle. And it's because of poor leadership. And it's because of apathetic voters. Voters who just don't care. Both of those two have reached a perfect storm of incompetence and is driving the country in a way good citizens don't want it to go. So I'm going to, again, prove this point tonight. But I want to tell you that this doesn't mean it's over, okay? Throughout our history, we have gone up, we have gone down. We're down now. I do believe we will come up. I don't know when. That is the subject of this evening's Talking Points memo. So this turmoil, that is the proper word, in America, because of bad political leadership. Joe Biden is the second worst president ever to serve. And the corrupt corporate media. Once you have those two powerful entities not doing the public's business, not looking out for the folks, you got problems, massive problems. So in the upcoming vote, there are going to be three major policy situations. The first is the border. Joe Biden caused this single-handedly by issuing an executive order first day he was in office that knocked out the Remain in Mexico policy that Trump had fought for and achieved. So this is on Biden 100%. But his party, the Democrats, backed this. Okay. Second is violent crime. As we told you last night, it is so far out of control here in the nation's largest city, where I am, New York, that it's horrifying. Yet there's no leadership making any attempt to solve the problem. It's getting worse and worse and worse. And the third is high prices for the essentials of life. Now, the Democrats are going to tell you inflation's coming down, this is happening, that's happening. It's all a bunch of BS. All right? If you want to live your life on paper, okay. But if you are living your life in a real manner, you go to the grocery store, you go to the restaurant, you go to the hardware store, you pay your insurance premium bills, and you will see you are getting punished. And the reason, again, is the Biden administration. This did not happen 4 years ago, period. So the president doesn't address any of these things. He's simply not involved. Have you ever heard him put forth a solution about violent crime in this country? One time? No. Have you ever heard him acknowledge it was his pressure and regulations on the fossil fuel industry that ignited inflation? Have you ever heard him acknowledge that? No, and you won't. And the border is the border. He sits there day in and day out in the White House, does not lift a finger to stop tens of thousands of people coming over every day. It's horrifying. That's the president we have. Yet, the election will be held tomorrow. He'd get 50 million plus votes. Those are our fellow citizens. You shouldn't hate them. I feel sorry for them. I can't imagine being, life is short. Do you want to live it as being a dunce? Really? That's where it comes down to. Do you want to be a dunce for the short time you're on Earth? Okay. Now let's segue over to the media. So we all know that the corporate networks, ABC, NBC, CBS, are run by liberal people, devoted liberal people. And as I have chronicled, the first column was on St. Patrick's Day, March 17th. There is a total blackball of conservative voices on the networks. Now, presto, this comes into the nation's consciousness 6 days later with Ronna McDaniel, who was fired from NBC, as you know. Okay, now the reason this is happening is because of Trump. It started right after he was elected in 2016, right after he defeated Hillary Clinton, which none of the network chieftains believed would happen. They believed that Clinton would win. When she did not, they shut down all Trump supporters. You cannot get on the morning shows on the evening shows. I've documented it 100 different ways. So why is anybody surprised when NBC, which is struggling, hires a Republican, and then there's a massive wave of left-wing indignation from within the NBC company? Why are you surprised? They hired, up until Ronna McDaniel, 100% left-wing people who feel empowered and emboldened. So they had to fire Miss McDaniel. Now, once you get into a situation where the inmates, cliche, control the asylum, you don't have a network anymore. And that's the memo. Rasmussen poll. 1,114 U.S. likely voters. Fair poll, Democrat 35, Republican 33, other 32, that's independent. Compared to most recent presidents, President Biden a stronger commander-in-chief or a weaker one? Is his performance as commander-in-chief about the same? Stronger 24, weaker 53, about the same, 20%. Second question. U.S. military has failed to meet recruiting goals in recent years. How concerned are you about this? Total concern, 76. Not concerned, 22. And the reason for low recruitment is because traditional values have been absolutely obliterated in the media. Okay? Obliterated for the younger people. Do you realize that no younger people, literally none, watch cable news? None. On all three of them. Nobody under the age of 54 watches. The number is so infinitesimal, it's not even worth considering. In fact, did you ever wonder why you see medicine commercials for ailments and older people? That's what they got. And the pillows so you can go to sleep. You don't see in ads, TV ads, targeting younger people because there are no younger people. They're gone. They don't watch any of them because they're bored. It is boring to watch them. That's it. Now, we have a surge of younger people watching us on YouTube, which took me by surprise because I don't even know what YouTube is. All right? But because they can watch the show in parts. But anyway, traditional values, you don't hear them in the media. The kids don't hear them. Total blackout. Here is a very troubling story. On January 17th, 2023, a man named Carlton Huffman, 40 years old, filed a lawsuit against Conservative Political Action Conference Chair Matt Schlapp. You may have heard something about this. All right, Huffman charged Schlapp with sexual assault. It was a civil lawsuit, not a criminal investigation. There was no criminal investigation as far as I know. Okay? So it was one of tens of thousands of these things. Every day now we see, all right, American men everywhere. The one commonality is you gotta have money. Charged with whatever. Every day. It's an industry. There are attorneys who advertise on television. Oh, if you were, you tell me your story, Okay. So it wasn't surprising that Schlapp got accused. He's a big shot in the Republican Party. What it did do was devastate his family. I mean, really harm them. So what happens yesterday? Well, the guy, Carlton Huffman, he says, I'm dropping all my lawsuits. It was a misunderstanding. Misunderstanding, huh? And he says, I regret the lawsuit caused pain to the Schlapp family. You regret it. It's a year. Now, I don't know what happened. I have no blanking clue what happened. But Rachel Maddow somehow magically knew what happened. Roll it.
The staffer claims that Mr. Schlapp then invited the staffer to his hotel room. He declined. Early last year, that young man sued Matt Schlapp for sexual battery. And as that lawsuit has dragged on, more allegations of sexual misconduct against Matt Schlapp have come to light. As part of discovery in that sexual battery lawsuit.
Oh, why was it dropped then? So she convicts Schlapp, and she did. Rachel Maddow. Convicted the man. Family devastated. Everybody watching her. Well, yeah, he's guilty. No trial. Well, I didn't see any of this stuff. So are we going to get an apology from Rachel Maddow? I don't think so. How about Wolf Blitzer? He ran with it. Anderson Cooper. He ran with it. Morning Joe. All of them ran with it. Apologize today? No. No coverage on any of the cable news or network news programs on television. None about this lawsuit being dropped. Damage to the Schlapp family, once again, incalculable. As another critical election nears, America is gripped by anxiety. Recent studies show that 56% are feeling dread about the upcoming presidential vote in November. That's why I stand with AMAC. It's more than a senior discount organization. AMAC fights for common sense and a return to traditional American values. Visit amac.us/O'Reilly to grab an exclusive election year special, a 4-year AMAC membership for just $30. Members get access to money-saving benefits, the AMAC magazine, free Social Security and Medicare advice, a trusted voice in Washington, and a community of like-minded patriots. Take advantage of this election year special. 4 years for just $30. Be a part of the solution. By joining AMAC, you strengthen a movement dedicated to preserving our cherished principles. Please join now at amac.us/O'Reilly. That's amac.us/O'Reilly. More than 60% of Americans say the country is heading in the wrong direction. This is no surprise. Center Square Voters Voice Poll. Republican 42, Democrat 45. Right direction 29, wrong direction 62. Don't out and drain. As I said, Trump should be up by 20. But he's not. Homeland Security Secretary Alejandro Mayorkas going to be impeached. All right? And that comes April 10th. 2 charges. Will not enforce U.S. immigration law and has made false statements to Congress. So it's going to the Senate. Senator Schumer will get it. He'll get rid of it as fast as he can. He won't be convicted. And then finally, on this front, Joe Biden is not going to be impeached. It's too much danger for the Republican Party to do it, and they don't have any central evidence. I mean, many people believe that Joe Biden benefited financially, but there's no beyond a reasonable doubt evidence at this point. So now April, vote is in November, not going to be impeachment. You heard it here. I'm not going to get into this transgender day visibility thing on Easter Sunday. I think it was ridiculous. If they wanted to have some transgender visibility announcement, they should have done it today, after the Holy Week was over. Now, is there linkage between transgender and religion? Not really. But some conservative religious people will be appalled. The Biden administration just went and ran with this on Easter Sunday. Oh, come on. It's awful. Just really smart life. All right, so on May 5th, 2022, almost 2 years ago, the stock market was getting hammered. And I said to you, because I cannot give you direct financial advice or medical advice for you concierge members. You can't ask me what to do if you have leprosy, because I don't know. And I can't tell you what to do with your money. But I told you 2 years ago that I was not selling into the stock market declining. Well, now the stock market is just about at an all-time high. And gold is at an all-time high, $2,264 an ounce of gold, all-time high. Okay. What am I doing now? I sold some stock today. Stocks that I didn't really perform real well, but they got to the breaking point, and I said, you know, I'm in now. Because what goes up, as you know, comes down. So it's rolling now to market, but anything in the world happens. Anything happens. It's down 2,000 points. So I have stops on my individual stocks. That means if I have Apple, Apple sells for this amount of money a share. I tell my broker, when it hits this amount of money, you automatically sell. That is a stop. And I'm putting them on a lot of them because I don't think the market is just going to roar and roar and roar. I think there's going to be some pullbacks. Now, if there's a stock that I want to keep forever, then I don't do that on the stock. And there are about 5 or 6 I have legacy stocks. Finally, a lot of people, me included, have mutual funds. We're a basket of stocks that are managed by various operations. And I buy them through my stock broker at Morgan Stanley. I use them. They're not better than Merrill Lynch or the other one, but my friends work there and I use my friends. Okay, you should consult with your financial advisor about those funds. Okay, what you can do to protect the gains that you have. That's a consultation you should have within the next 2 weeks. Smart life. Money is power. We all work hard. Most of us work hard for our money. We want to be very smart with it. Sorting through your expense tracking, estimated payments, and all those tax deductions can be overwhelming. It might even lead to a failure to file and failure to pay penalties that pile up on your tax debt. The attorneys at Tax Network USA have been lifesavers for many. Their team has successfully saved clients over $1 billion in tax debt. Whether you're in the hole for $10,000 or starting at a $10 million debt, they are ready to help you. The expert attorneys and tax professionals at Tax Network USA are equipped to secure the best settlement for you and help you resolve all tax cases. So please go to tnusa.com/bill, or you can call 1-800-245-6000. These tax debt relief programs are expected to change, so get to them now. Visit tnusa.com/bill or call 800-245-6000. Tell them O'Reilly sent you. Okay, final thought. There are 3 categories of human being: good people, bad people, misguided people. So at the beginning, I was talking about my job is to try to persuade the misguided people to stop being misguided. Sometimes I'm successful. I started that when I was a high school teacher, and I could reach some of them. I reached some of them, turn them around. Not all, because people believe what they want to believe. That's it. But if you present to the misguided people a narrative that makes sense, they'll resist at first, but then the resistance gets lower and lower and lower as more data comes in. That's my job. It's why I do this. I don't need the money. I could be riding around on a golf court, as I said, at the Villages, playing pickleball. But I am trying to persuade people all over the world that there is a right way to go about things. Okay. The bad people, you're not going to make them, and this is the criminal justice system collapsing. They think there's some magic wand going to get these people off fentanyl and heroin. Most of them don't want to get off it. And they're willing to hurt you and everybody else to get the money to buy the narcotics. These are bad people. Oh, they have a disease. Oh, no. They're hurting other people for their own, whatever it is. There's no excuse. They're bad. And most of them are going to stay bad. It's about 15% of the population. Most of the people on this earth are misguided. Good people, when you find one, boy, embrace that person. I say 35% are good, 15 hardcore bad, and 50 misguided. And by misguided, they don't want to get involved. They don't want to right the wrong. They don't want to stand up. They're afraid. Fear is tremendous don't want to say, I might get in trouble. Somebody might come after me. Those are the misguided people. We're trying to get those to merge with the 35% of good people. So where are you? Where are you in that mosaic? Be honest. Most people rationalize their behavior. I mean, Governor Hochul and Biden and all these, every day they go home and they just rationalize their behavior. They see it. They can't not see it. Oh, no, I'm doing a good thing for the migrants, or I'm doing a good thing because it's a racist system and I'm tearing it down and those white cops are bad. And, they rationalize. Every human being rationalizes to some extent, but some people just their whole life is a rationalization. All right? But if you buy into that, if you allow that, then you're bad. You're bad. That's not an excuse. Okay, you got to step back and actively pursue and enhance good. And by being good, it's a very simple equation. You love your neighbor as yourself. You help other people. You don't put them in danger. But I tell you what, I could have Kathy Hochul watch this whole broadcast, and I don't believe Governor Hochul would change a scintilla of her profile. I hope I'm wrong. Thank you for watching and listening to the No Spin News. We'll see you tomorrow. Thank you for watching the No Spin News. To watch the full episode anytime on BillO'Reilly.com, please sign up to become a premium or concierge member. Visit BillO'Reilly.com to sign up and start watching today.